Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. My name is gzduel, and today we're finally doing the 6 Samurai Dark Profile. Yes, I don't know what's with this one, but like a lot of you have requested it. Like, normally I might just get one or two people saying, "Hey, that deck is really interesting. Could I see the deck profile before you're done with it?" But a lot of people, like I counted like 7 or 8. That might not seem like a lot, but it's a lot to me. So it's pretty good then. It's going to be pretty popular with you guys when I release it. So right away, I'll go into the monsters. We have 2 Great Shien Shoguns. It's really cool. I've never played it with samurais before because I didn't think that the format would allow it very much. At first, I thought it was just a random level 7 monster that you'll just have on the field, but it turns out it could do quite a lot more than that. First of all, it has really good effects so that you can, limit what prophecies can do, especially, they can only play 1 spell trap per turn, so that's pretty awesome. Once they go into secrets, they can't go into masters and all of that garbage. And, it's really good as well because it's level 7 now. With the coming out of Dragon Rulers, as you can see, I play the 1 Red Ox. There's a possibility to go into, rank 7 XYZs, which are some of the best XYZs. You can go into Draco Sack as well as Big Eye. I'm not saying that it's very likely, but it could happen, and once it happens, you can make a lot of things happen for you, and you basically seal the victory. Also, because it's level 7, you can have access to level 8 synchro that much easier. Before, you have to go with a 2 level 7s as well as a level 2 tuner, but now you can also just go with 1 Shien Shogun and or like a Red Ox, and then maybe something just like a Shien Squire, or you can summon this Shien Squire out with something as simple as a Shien's Dojo. So it's really good. Okay, of course, we're playing the 1 Red Ox because you only play 1, and plus Red Ox at 1, I feel like it's a perfect balance. Red Ox has one of the more OP effects of the 4 Dragon Rulers. You can revive stuff, so if your opponent somehow gets rid of your Shien, like by Mirror Force or whatever, it's in the graveyard, and you've already summoned it correctly, so what you can do is just go, oh, hey, you know what, I'll use Red Ox's effect, I'll discard something like, Kagemusha, and I'll just get back my Shien, so that sounds fair, right? Okay, so we have also 6 Samurai Zanji, one of the only original 6 Samurais I play. It's really good with asceticism as well. You can summon just this level 4 plus 1 dojo, and then you can also go into Shien. And then it has a pretty OP effect. You can get rid of cards that your opponent are trying to use to stall, like monsters that can't be destroyed by battle. 3 Zanji, that's just, no, sorry, 3 Kizans, that's just no-brainer because you can just special summon this guy. 1 Inishi has a really good synergy with protecting your Shien as well as the asceticism, and 1 Spirit. A lot of people don't like Spirit, but I just don't understand why. You can get this card out so easily, and at 1 is just, there's no reason why not to play it. You can search it out with all of your Samurai search cards. You can also special summon this out very easily with Shien's Dojo. Think about it like this. When you have a Shien's Dojo and then you're going for Shien, that's 3 counters on Dojo already. The first 6 Samurai monster you summon, the tuner 6 Samurai monster you summon, as well as Shien himself. Those are 3 6 Samurai monsters, which will give you 3 counters. And once that happens, you can just special summon this guy out of your deck. Like, why wouldn't you do that, right? So I just don't understand it. Plus, it adds like 500 attack to your 6 Samurai monster. Plus, when your monster destroys someone else's monster by battle, you can also draw a card. It's just such a good card. And because it's a union monster, you can protect your Shien from being destroyed by ones. So it's, I don't even know why people don't like it. Okay, and 1 Elder is very different from what I used to play. What I used to play is like 2 Elder because I feel like, you can get more asceticism plays off. But I really didn't think it was necessary because, look, you only have 2 asceticism. The chance of you using both is not that likely, and even if you use both, you probably don't even need 2 of these. And I find myself, when I draw into these, rarely ever wanting it or needing it. So I cut it down to 1 just to test out how it works, and it works beautifully. You just don't need it as much as I thought you used to need it, so I play it only at 1. Kageki is basically you need it at 2. You sometimes will also a 3rd one, but then you have other level 3s, so it really doesn't matter. Plus you have asceticism, so there are ways to get your level 3s pretty easy. Only 2 Kagemusha. Sorry, is it Kagemusha? Yeah, Kagemusha of the 6 Samurai. I was playing it always at 3. I always thought, you need Kagemusha at 3. It's just like you need Kizan at 3. But you don't really need Kagemusha at 3. If you draw into 2 of them, okay, that might be good for like in 2 turns. But, you can't really do much more. you will have like a lot of samurai monsters and you can't use them. So I decided, I'm going to test out 2, see how consistent it would go. And it's actually really consistent. You don't need this guy all the time, but you can search out this guy with these 4 cards that you can just search almost your entire deck with. So it's really not losing any consistency at all. Plus, you can always just summon out your dojo. So if you have like Kageki and you have like a something like a spirit, you can just go use dojo, use Kageki, use spirit. That would be 2 counters. Use the 2 counters, get your Kagemusha, and you still go into 6 Samurai Shien plus the spirit attached to it. So it's really still consistent with that too. So I didn't feel like we needed. Plus, 1 Shien Squire, you can have more versatility with the dojo. You can use it to go into level 8 synchro, level 5 synchro. It's just really, really good overall. Okay, for the spells, they're pretty self-explanatory because they're all very necessary. You can only play 1 Rhoda, so you're going to play Reinforcement of the Army. You need 3 of these Smoke Signals, it just adds consistency to the deck. Now, Missile Space Typhoon is a new addition. I feel like it's very necessary now because I sometimes lose to continuous spell of traps, like things that they've already played before I got my Shien off, and it's pretty annoying to deal with. So I decided, I'm going to play this in the main deck. It's worked out very, very well so far. 1 Book of Moon, very versatile, quick play. 2 Asceticism, I didn't feel like 3 was necessary. You get Cloggy. 1, you just never see it, so 2 is a perfect number. Dojo plus the United, you basically need them. They get your deck much more consistent. Plus, you get to shrink your deck a lot so that when you draw into United, there are a lot of cool spell traps you can draw into. Now, there are 10 traps that I played. There's only 1 double-edged sword technique. I feel like double-edged sword technique at 2 might be a bit redundant. Sure, you might get a lot of monsters out, but you really don't provide protection for your monsters. You can use this, once in a while to use as an advantage play, but relying on it too much isn't that great. Plus, you have Redox for recurring. You can special summon out, hit Redox himself, or maybe you can use Redox's effect to reborn a monster. So I really don't feel like double-edged sword technique is just as necessary. 1 Abominus, of course, 2 of these Dimensional Prisons. I run it over Mirror Force. I've explained why in the past, but I feel like it's just much more versatile. You can just remove problem monsters. You can remove stuff like Stardust, and it's really good. 1 Compulse, and 2 main deck Vanity's Emptiness. I find that, Samurais, they lose to decks that can use monster effects to swarm the field and just overwhelm you anyways, because you don't have very high attack monsters. So what I tend to do is, I'll just use Vanity's Emptiness, and then when they try to use all of their combo plays to try to get advantage, I'll just be able to stop that, and that's really good. 2 Fiendish Chains, because you lose to monster effects. If I could, I want to play like more, but I think 2 is enough. And also 1 Solemn Warning. In the extra deck, it's very versatile. This deck is very versatile, and you can go into a lot of synchro levels, and you can also use a lot of XYZs. So I decided to go like basically half and half. We have for the synchro monsters, Mist Worm, Crimson Blader, Scrap Dragon, Stardust Spark Dragon, Barkion, Shien, and Nitria Beast. For the XYZs, we have Dracosac, we have Big Eye, Diamond Direwolf, Mace Stroke, Abyss Dweller, Cowboy, and for rank 3 we have Mech-Whipped Engineers. Really good. You'll see most of these cards like Mech-Whipped Engineer, like Stardust Spark Dragon, Stardust Dragon, and also Dracosac to an extent. They're all like very self-protective cards, as well as they provide protection to other cards, which basically you're trying to protect our Shien or maybe some of these Nitria monsters. So they work in very good synergy with each other. For the side deck, it's just a preliminary side deck because the meta has not been shaped, has not formulated itself, structured itself yet. So this is what I suspect will happen. I need 2 of these Soul Takers because I really don't like Ophion. They might stop us. That's why, Soul Takers as well. Soul Taker is very versatile. You can get rid of other cards that try to stop you. If your opponent plays Heretics or something and they go first turn into like, what is that called? Photon Strike Bouncer, stopping your effects. That might ruin your day a bit. So, you want to get rid of problem cards. 3rd MST, 3 of these XYZ Encores. Of course, we don't like Ophion because Ophion just doesn't like Shien. Also, these cards right here, we have also a Dimensional Prison, a Dimensional Fissure, because I feel like Samurais don't need the graveyard as much as some of the top meta decks do now. Dimensional Fissure really helps with it. You know, it can shut off some Mermail plays. It can shut off some Dark World plays, Inzectors. Maybe not Inzectors. I've tried it against Inzectors, not that good. But it really helps lock down the graveyard to an extent. Vanity's Emptiness, the third one. Soul Drain, probably the best card, I think. You can lock down Bujin stuff. You can lock down Lightsworn stuff. Just a lot of things. What is that called? Zombie stuff. You know, you can do a lot of stuff with this one. Mermails and stuff. So I really wish they brought it back to 2 or maybe 3. 2 of these Shadow Imprisoning Mirrors, because as you can see, the side deck focuses much more on like negating your opponent's effects and stuff, because that's what samurais lose to now. It's not that they can't fight back, it's just, you know, you'll have to use some extra preventative measures in your side deck. And 3 debunks. I feel like this might be the MVP of this format. I know that dragons are kind of destroyed right now, but I see that they can make a comeback. In fact, I'm gonna try it. I'm going to try it and try to make it viable in a new format with just the 4 basic big dragons. As well, I see like Mermails being top tier. As well, I see what is that deck called? Bujins being top tier. So they use a lot of graveyard effects as well as hand effects. Oh, and Prophecy isn't dead either, so you know, you can lock down some priestesses. So I feel like this might be basically one of the best side deck cards of the format. So tell me what you think about this deck profile. I know you guys waited for a long time. Thank you for being patient, but you know, Merry Christmas. This is my present to you guys, I guess. Tell me what you guys think, and this is Gary gzduel signing out.